You had Lorenzini up in the bullpen. Would you have brought Colin back out in the ninth?
So I thought Fisher pitched outstanding. I mean, he pitched great last weekend as well. Kind of the same thing, filled up the zone. He's got 4 pitches. He really only used 3 of them today for the most part, and just kept him off balance, kept him guessing. Got some quick outs, got some strikeouts, obviously, but yeah, he was on from the first pitch on. It looked like to us, and yeah, no, he was done. We wanted to get him in the mid-80s. It's about where he finished, and yeah, we had Lorenzini ready to roll.
Colin, I mean, he does this where he's so efficient. 9-pitch innings, 11-pitch innings. What makes him that way?
Well, he only walked 2 hitters in 13 innings so far this year, and I think just the fact that I think he frustrates hitters a little bit. It's not overpowering fastball, but it's harder than it looks because of the other pitches, and they're trying to get him. They're trying to, get him before he gets ahead of him in the count. He just starts throwing change-ups, and he gets him looking out over the plate, and he busts him in. And when he's locating his fastball, he's really good.
10 for 17 today with 2 outs. Your lineup was. How happy were you to see that after what's gone on previously?
Yeah, it was good to get some hits. And we had an infield double. Those are rare in the first inning, and then we got I think Cam got a big hit to drive in a run there, and yeah, it was good to see the guys fight a little bit, and I know we ended up with a couple 3 infield hits, and I think most of those were when they were behind in the count. Also got some pitches to hit, and they did a pretty good job. We got to get a couple guys in our lineup going.
Fisher, the first 2 years, he's been a strike thrower. It's not like the velocity's ticked up. What's been the biggest key to his development to become this type of weekend starter that's got your trust?
Well, he's healthy. He was hurt. He had surgery, and he was our Tuesday starter as a freshman for the most part, and then it kind of started fading, and we knew something was going on. In high school, there was pro interest in him because his velocity they felt like it would come, and he already knew how to pitch. And for those that aren't familiar with baseball and that lingo, what we mean is that he knows how to change speeds, hit spots, obviously, and he's a pitcher, and he's not just a thrower that's coming at you with 95 and not sure where it's going. He's got a plan, and I think now that he's healthy, over a year and a half out of surgery or more, and strong, he's gotten in really good shape.
I think the middle of your lineup, the 3, 4, 5, 6 guys this weekend might have had like 20 RBIs, something like that. Just what are you seeing from that part of the lineup? How good is it to see those are the returnees, the big guys, kind of carry the lineup right now?
Yeah, they've done a really good job of driving in runs. I mean, even starting innings. I guess just probably to the point if you're in the other dugout, which one do you want to go after? The key, though, is for the guys in front of him to get on base, and we've got to get the end of our lineup swinging the bat better. Now I got guys at the end of the lineup, instead of taking a walk, they're chasing hits. You can't do that. And you start chasing hits, you're going to swing at bad pitches, you're going to get more frustrated. So we'll try to get that worked out, hopefully this week.
I imagine you mentioned the wanting to get more of the lineup going, but to score 11 runs today, on a cold day where I'm assuming you maybe challenge these guys both on how the offense has been. Are you encouraged by that, their response and how they finished the series? Yeah,
we challenged them before the game to basically come out and try to find a way to sweep a pretty good team, and they did it. We talked about these are those games where you have a chance to win 3. It's hard to get to that point, win the first 2 games. If you have a chance to sweep, do it. And, especially because I think Xavier's going to have a really good year. And now their schedule, it can work for you. It can work against you a little bit early if you don't get enough wins. Your team starts second-guessing themselves. But at the same time, once they get past this next couple of weeks, they play some really good schools that are, bigger on the road, then I think they're going to really start winning a lot of games, and it could be where it could help us.
Coach, you talk about two-strike approach a lot. What did you see from the team, and especially Zach Stewart, in two-strike accounts today?
Yeah, I mean they're very conscious of putting the bat on the ball with 2 strikes, because they haven't, it hasn't gone our way so far this year on that until a few innings this weekend. I thought we did a better job, and again, just to get to the next pitch, because they're not going to be able to locate it every time. A lot of times you can foul off a pitch with 2 strikes, kind of frustrate a pitcher a little bit, and he's going to give in and maybe throw it a little more towards the middle and just get a good swing on it. But no, I thought Zach had a couple of good at-bats where he fought off some pitches, and obviously his first at-bat he fought off a bunch of pitches and got a pitch that he could handle. He hit it out of the park, and then he had another at-bat where he got 7 or 8 pitches and fouled off pitches. That was a great job.
This feels like one of those weekends where Kozel could get some sort of award in the next day or so. What did you think about the weekend that he put together?
Yeah, really, really tough out this weekend. It seemed like he got 2 plus hits a game, few RBIs a game. You take away that bunch thing he did there in the 8th or whatever, in 7th. It actually wasn't a bad bunt, but the first baseman had come in. He was way back. You got to peek again one more time if you're going to do it. And he didn't, and he snuck up on him. But clutch all weekend. Got some big hits, 2-out hits to give us the lead. You go back to last weekend, he got a big hit, home run to tie the game after we let a lead slip against Texas Tech. So, it's hard to have 9 guys going at the same time. If you get 3 or 4 going, some other guys chip in, you're going to have pretty good offense.
You and Nolan Souza were in here a couple of days ago talking about some changes that he's made with his swing in the last week or so, and I mean he had a real good day today, had a good weekend. What have you thought about what you've seen from him? And
yeah, just try to be on time more, a little less movement with his front leg for the most part. That's probably what I've seen, and that's what they've Coach Thompson and Nolan have talked about is calming down a little bit, not so much movement, and try to get on time a little bit more. And I think it helped, And then once he gets going, you can slowly get back to maybe a little more front leg kick or lift or whatever you want to call it. But until you start seeing the ball good and you're on time a lot, you got to make some changes, and he's done a good job with it.
Where is he defensively with the shoulder in terms of maybe getting into the field?
Yeah, couldn't tell you how long it's going to take, but right now it's. I think he could probably play third if we played him up a little bit, and I think he could probably play second. The problem is the ball to his right. He can do everything else, turn double plays, make routine throws, but I'd say he's probably about 75% from what I'm seeing.
This will be the first time you got a 5-game week coming up. How much are you looking forward to being able to get some of these pitchers in and getting a look at them?
It's whenever you have these 5-game weeks, you just as a coach, you can't try to save guys for the next one. If it had taken 8 guys to win today, that's what we'd have done, and hope that we have somebody step up and pitch really well Tuesday or Wednesday, and maybe we score some runs. But the way it worked out this weekend, we didn't use a lot of our guys. We've got some good arms over there that are really ready to roll, and they'll get out there Tuesday and Wednesday, and see what happens. We don't know who we're going to start yet on Wednesday, but I imagine we'll go with Lee on Tuesday would be my guess.
I don't want to ask you a whole lot about Arkansas State because you've been focused on this series, but generally speaking, it seems like their program's taken a step up here in the last year or two.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on what you've seen from year to year?
I agree 100%. They're off to a pretty good start, and I see that they're scoring runs, and I don't know if they got a game in today or what's going on with that one, but I'm sure they'll be ready to play us.
Cahillo hitting 474 right now, got off to a pretty hot start last year. Just what are you seeing from him at the plate in these early stages?
Yeah, he's such a threat at the plate, and he'd probably tell you that he's he can hit the ball better. You know, he's missed some pitches, but he's hit it enough. He's just strong. He muscles balls into right field. He got that pitch that ended the game today, but he didn't get all of it. But he's strong enough, and with a little wind, it'll go 420 feet. You guys saw him last year at the beginning of the year when he was so hot, and he's not hitting like that yet, but he's hitting really well. And he's got good hitters around him, and that's key. And Cam's on base a lot. He can drive in some runs there, and 2 games in a row, he finished the game for us.
And what about Micah? Because he had such a good preseason for you guys, hasn't quite gotten off to a hot start. What are you seeing from him that's maybe contributing to the slow start?
Not swinging at strikes. I mean, his last at bat, I think he had I don't know, I think it might have been a 2-1 count. He swung at a ball down, and then he swung at a ball up. So those are 2 balls. He would have walked. We've got to get that worked out. We've got to walk more. You know, we can't swing at pitches out of the zone, and that's what I've seen. And you know, when we get that fixed, the strikeouts are going to go away or get cut down a lot, and we're going to have more people on base. And it's a win-win. That's what we got to do.
You talked about wanting to walk more, get more out of the bottom of the order, but overall, did you feel the offense took a big step the last 2 days?
Yeah, I thought they have good pitching. I mean, that Friday guy he's the SEC conference weekend guy, in my opinion. And then today's guy was a big changeup guys. I thought our lefties hung in there a little bit on him. Righties hit him better, but our lefties got him a little bit today with Cam getting him in the first inning, and then Reese got him in the first inning, and those guys drove in 3 runs right there with big hits. So, yeah, and then Stewart got him later, I guess, second inning. So, yeah, I think it definitely took a step forward. I mean, last Monday we scored 3 in the first, and then we don't score again. That was really frustrating. And there's guys that are struggling right now, but they're still playing good defense. You know, our left side of the infield, they're better than they've shown offensively, but they're still making plays, so that's a good thing.
Coach, finish down. See you
Okay.
Tuesday.